Alright traders, on my screen we have the Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, and this is the daily chart. And I spoke about this video, or this particular chart, in a different video that I recorded earlier. Now with that said, what you have here is, let me draw this in because you can't see it here from the naked eye, but if you go to the line chart, there is a zone here. And I'll push this zone up properly. This is the correct. Here you have resistance, support, resistance, support, support. Okay? Multiple touches, always on a zone. This is a minor zone, by the way, because we're looking at the weekly chart. So this is a minor zone. However, you should take note of that. And on this particular trade, I was talking about not wanting to take this trade based on this particular zone. And what I did was, what we want to do, here's the question I ask you. What would you do? Would you take this trade? It hasn't broken the trend line. It's in an upward, and it's in an upward trend. What is the current market feeling that's going on here? We were in a downward trend. We had two candles pushing upward. Obviously, this is the NFP candle here. Now, what would you do? If I were to ask you right now in 5 minutes, what would you actually to respond in 5 seconds, looking at this chart, what would you do? Would you take a sell trade, or would you do a buy trade off of this, or leave the trade alone? You know, answer that question. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer that question. Then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Now remember, you must stick to your rules as to what you want to do on a particular trade. I would move to a higher time frame, and I would look and see what's going on here. And when I did look into a higher time frame, here I am on my trend line, which matches up perfectly. We see candles moving down. This was retracement, and then candles are now moving in a downward trend. This trend line now becomes irrelevant for me. It is a minor zone. You'll probably get some play off of it once you push through. I would look for a trend line break here. I would look for a trend line break on this particular trade. It has been going forcefully in a downward trend. There was some retracement here. It continued, goes down. Now again, I won't hold any bias, but this is what I would be looking for: a break below this minor zone, and or a trend line, and then run it up. Here you have, bring your stops up here. You're looking at 800 pip fall, but we were entering to the trade obviously somewhere on this level here, which is about 450, 500 pip. You have a stop loss. You have a stop loss of 300 pips, or more than a 1-to-1 gain. So this is how I would look for this particular trade. If it breaks the trend line, enter into the trade. Stops above the this particular support and resistance zone. This zone here right now it's minor. It's out of. It wouldn't be in play for me. That zone will only mean confirmation. Break through the trend line, continue onward down, and even possibly down to this level here, and then this level here for a third target. But two targets should be sufficient. All right, you're talking about 800 pips. These weekly trades, you just hold them and let them just ride out and run their course, and see what happens down at this particular zone right here. So just want you guys to take a look at that and see, you know, how I would analyze that particular trade. It didn't look good on the daily for me. I have a feeling about the yen trade. The Great Britain against the yen will be falling and continue to fall due to the carry trade, but that's just my feeling. And I wanted you guys to take a look at, because that's a potential trade setup for next week. This is a potential trade setup for us for next week in this area here. All right. With that said, you guys have a magnificent